Hey, what's up, guys? Amish Jon with Work Tuff Gear. We're going to cover my design, aptly named the Amish Jon. All right, and just like everyone else, I prefer big knives, and so I want to carry one knife. Okay, some people say the right tool for the right job is the most convenient. I say one tool for everything is the most convenient. One's not better, one's not worse. That's just how I do things, and you can do things your own way. So I wanted a knife that for me was just the right size, and over the years I found that about 9.5-inch blade with a choil was really where I shine, where I can still do the chopping, where I can still do like some middle work and some fine work. Right up here, there's no swedge, so you keep the spine nice and flat, so you're not digging into your thumb with the push cuts, and you get far enough on the knife, so you still have plenty of control and plenty of balance. I wanted a fuller, a nice fat fuller, an old school fuller, like you would see in the old marbles knives, rather than Work Tuff does a different style fuller, as you can see on some of the other knives, and this is kind of been somewhat difficult in the production process, figuring out the process, and then the time factor of actually doing it. But what I ultimately want to do is, in comparison with some of these other knives, Zeke's Nomad camp knife is 28 ounces. The Puzon Wilderness Bowie comes in at 30 ounces, and I wanted something that was less chopper driven and more knifey. It's very nimble, very agile, like to compare a Hunglis, an Essie Hunglis with a Becker BK9. The Becker BK9 was definitely more wieldy, lighter, more nimble, and yet still had all the chopping ability and all the same function. Whether or not you like the handle, you edit that part out. And so this is my design, the Bowie style with a deep fuller. It comes in, this one right here comes in at 27 ounces, which isn't quite my target. We do have some changes. This one's still like the prototype phase. This is pre-production. What the changes that we have made, number one, the fuller will be just maybe a millimeter taller, so a little wider, which will reduce some of the weight. The choil, we're going to add in, we're going to make it less deep, so more shallow. We're going to add some more material, about 2 millimeters there, to give for larger hands. For my hands, this is fine, but for larger hands, it might feel a little bit of an emptiness there. So when I design this knife, the way I use large knives, for the most part, I'm working with a choil. So I got my finger up here. This grip is my predominant grip. My secondary grip is when I'm chopping, so this is my number 2 priority and how it feels like this. And then my last priority is, sadly, how everyone holds a knife when they first pick it up. Okay, like this. All right, and this for me is the least comfortable grip. It is the one that I don't ever use, and it's also a point of change as we move forward. Is what we look at here is we look at the handle. The palm swell is nice. People say the palm swell is not nice, but that's because we haven't made the change yet. The palm swell is the right size. It's just that the difference between the swell and this area here is too drastic. So we are going to fill in the handles a little bit, add a millimeter on both sides, so it's more comparable to the thickness here on the butt end, and there's less of a difference between the two, so that when you hold it like this, the palm swell isn't as pronounced in your hand, and it's a more natural feeling as we move forward. And so with this design as is, I really like it. I really dig it. I think it's about 90% of what I want, but with the changes moving forward, we'll reduce the weight slightly and adjust the handle in this grip that I don't ever use. I think we're going to be right at about 26 ounces and 100% of what I want. So right now we're still in the pre-production phase. This one we have 2 of these and my own personal prototype. But in the production process right now, Vic is most of the way through about 150 of the first run. So we're working on this bevel. Got another small process to do, then it goes to heat treat, and then we'll be finishing up the final product. And we're looking to see these tentatively, I would say early fall or into the fall. That's what I would go with, yeah. All right, so once again, it's Amish Jon, Work Tuff Gear, knives made by Vic Lynn. This is the Amish Jon right here. Says on the shirt, this is the knife you want. Remember, don't believe everything you hear unless you hear it from here. Amish Jon.